They say history is written by the victors. But what happens when the victor writes it in blood? Genghis Khan. The name alone sounds like thunder rolling across the steppe. To some, he's a monster. The man who burned cities, slaughtered millions, and turned rivers red. To others, he's a genius. The unifier of nations, the father of global trade, and the man who built the largest empire the world has ever seen. So, which one is true? Hero or villain? Well, that depends on who you ask, and whether your ancestors were in one of the cities he conquered. Before he became the terror of Eurasia, he was just Temüjin, a boy born into nothing. His tribe abandoned him, his father was poisoned. His family starved in the cold Mongolian plains. But the boy didn't die. He watched, he waited, and he learned one brutal truth about the world. If you don't unite the tribes will destroy you. So he did the unthinkable. He united them, by force, by strategy, and sometimes by pure charm. He abolished the ancient blood feuds that kept Mongols fighting each other for generations. He made men from rival clans swear loyalty, not to blood, but to merit. Under him, a poor shepherd could rise to be a general, if he was smart and brave enough. That alone was revolutionary. Before democracy, before human rights, Genghis Khan had already created a system based on skill, not birth. Of course, his version of equality came with a warning: obey me, or cease to exist. His army wasn't the biggest, but it was the fastest, the most disciplined, and the most terrifying machine on Earth. Each rider carried multiple horses, switching mounts to travel 100 miles a day. They communicated with flags and smoke signals like a living network, centuries before the internet. They used psychological warfare, faked retreats, spread rumors, and made fear itself their greatest weapon. One city refused to surrender, he leveled it. Another resisted, he erased it from maps. Soon, cities started surrendering before the Mongols even arrived. Imagine being so feared that your reputation conquers faster than your army. But here's the twist. He didn't conquer for gold. He didn't build palaces or wear crowns. He slept in the same tent as his men, ate the same food, and rode into battle first. He destroyed empires, but he also built a world order that connected China, Persia, Russia, and Europe. The Silk Road flourished under Mongol protection. Trade, ideas, and even technologies moved safely across continents. If you've ever bought something made in China, you can thank Genghis Khan for inventing globalization 800 years ago. He also established a legal code, the Yasa, that banned kidnapping, theft, and adultery, and guaranteed religious freedom. In his empire, Buddhists, Muslims, and Christians could pray side by side without fear. That's more tolerance than many civilized kingdoms of the time. But let's not romanticize him too much. For every policy of progress, there was a mountain of skulls. For every trade route he protected, there was a city he annihilated. It's said that 10% of the world's population died because of his campaigns. If that's true, his shadow still lies heavy over history. And yet, in modern Mongolia, he's a national hero. His face is on money. Airports and vodka brands bear his name. He's remembered not as a butcher, but as the father of the nation, a symbol of unity, strength, and the will to overcome impossible odds. Meanwhile, in Persia, Baghdad, and parts of Europe, his name is still whispered like a curse. So again, hero or villain? The answer is uncomfortable. He was both. He could destroy and then rebuild. He could kill millions and still pioneer ideas that shaped civilization. He was a paradox wrapped in armor, and maybe that's why his story still matters. Because Genghis Khan forces us to ask a question about ourselves. What do we value more? Mercy or greatness? We call him barbaric, yet we wage wars for profit. We call him ruthless, yet our modern empires collapse under greed. He conquered with arrows. We conquer with algorithms. Different weapons, same hunger for control. Maybe Genghis wasn't ahead of his time. Maybe he was timeless. He died in 1227 under mysterious circumstances. Some say he fell from his horse. Others say he was killed in battle, or perhaps assassinated. no one knows where he's buried. Legend says his funeral escort killed everyone who saw the procession, and then themselves, to keep his tomb secret forever. Even today, satellites scan Mongolia's mountains for a clue, but none has been found. It's as if even in death he conquered history itself. And yet, his bloodline didn't stop. Modern genetic studies suggest that up to 16 million men may carry his DNA today. 1 in every 200 men alive might be a descendant of Genghis Khan. That's one way to leave a legacy. Maybe in the end, Genghis Khan wasn't trying to be good or evil. He was trying to survive, and to make the world obey the vision of one man who came from nothing. Because history rarely remembers the nice ones. It remembers those who changed the world, for better or worse. And Genghis Khan, he did both.